Hey there, everybody. We just came out of a pretty big break in between matches, and as you can see, Hu Shichan is back up front because Nene had, I think we had 6 different games. That tells me that we probably had a full month off between league matches. And Nene played, I think, in parts at least of all 6 of those and scored a total of 1 goal. We lost, I think, 3 of them, mostly because Nene was starting up front against the teams that have higher reputations, the teams that are a little bit harder, and he just couldn't do anything. He had awful ratings and couldn't do anything with the ball, and so we're not starting him, and he is about to see the end of his time here. That means that Hu Shichan has his moment under the sun, and that also means that once August in-game runs around, late August, we're going to get Kader Bamba back on. It also means, and that is Huang Chiwei with the goal, again from the back. Remember, number 4 for him, and that's more of a classic center back goal, that is scoring with your head on a corner. I didn't know that he was such a good header, but so it is. 4 goals for Huang Chiwei, and he's up there with, not exactly with the leaders, but that's actually pretty good in this league. I think 5th or 6th place in terms of scoring in this league, only has 5 goals. So Hu Shichan, unfortunately, not quite tall enough to get the ball there. Chen Chengju almost scores from there. Remember I keep talking about how he doesn't know how to score? That was really close. We want to see a little bit more of that. Menegong now with the throw over to Chen Chengju, back to Menegong. I'm telling you, without Nene, we're a better team. Hu Shichan just barely has that one taken away from him. That was also very, very good. Very, very good attempt on goal. And I like what I'm seeing here a lot better. Nene just wasn't getting around on anything. The Asia AFC Cup, or whatever it's called, is starting at the beginning of August. And we're probably not going to register Nene for that. We're probably going to use Kader Bamba instead. And that is probably going to spell the beginning of the end of the time for Nene here at the club. Chen Chengju with that shot from range, and that's over everybody's head. And these are the problems that you deal with the club. No matter where you manage, you're going to have to deal with problems like this. Nene is not going to see his contract renewed with us, unfortunately for him. Ling Guanda over to Feng Xiaochi, and that was another... yeah, kind of a shot on goal. That was more like a pass to the goalie, whatever. We're still 1-0 here about 20 minutes into this match. Ndiaye with the ball now over to Menegong once again. Let's see if we can get it forward. Ling Guanda now with the shot. That was more of a shot. That was pretty good. So everybody's sort of clicking on multiple cylinders, and looks like we're doing all right. Like I said, Nene probably is not going to be on this team for much longer. We will try to sell him, I think, in August, but he only has a one-year contract, and we're not renewing it, so we'll see what happens. Menegong over to Ling Guanda, who almost was fouled and there was no call. Menegong now into the penalty area, can't get anybody there, and that's kind of going to be the end of that one. I'm not sure why this is counting as a clear-cut chance, because there wasn't really much of a chance here. I mean, that's not a clear-cut chance. This is not a clear-cut chance, right? Where was the chance? I didn't see any real clear-cut chance there at all. So let's see what we can do, see if we can stay on top. This, of course, is a match that we should be winning. We should be winning all of our matches pretty easily. Chen Chengju now, and that was a poor pass from him, but Menegong able to go over and intercept over to Cai Yuting. He finds Hu Shichan, actually doesn't. Ling Guanda now with it. Back to Huang Chiwei. We'll set it up again to Cai Yuting. And we have to go all the way back to Li Chaba. Liu Chunjie now over to Ling Guanda, over to Feng Xiaochi. Let's see what we can do, see if we can move it up forward a little bit better. And it's back, unfortunately, to Liu Chunjie, over to Ling Guanda now. And that's another one of those passes that go straight at the goaltender. So we've seen a number of those. That one, again, didn't really look like a shot. That looked like a pass. Menegong throws to Silla, back to Menegong. Over to Chen Chengju, over to Ndiaye now. Up to Feng Xiaochi. See if we have anybody moving in at the right time. That's the timing's not quite right on that, and Silla wasn't able to fully get around onto that. Feng Xiaochi, though, brings it down over to Liu Chunjie. Down to Huang Chiwei, over to Ling Guanda, and then up to Silla, to Chen Chengju, and it's up to Menegong. I think he's onside, and there's Ndiaye with a goal. That's pretty easy. I think Menegong was onside, and yep, they're going to give it to us. 2-0 now, Mars FC. It's hard for us to get that set up. You can see these guys working in, and then there he is on the outside, and once he's there on the outside, somebody's going to be open in the middle, and usually it's going to be Ndiaye who scores once again. He was pretty much unmarked, and I mean, there's really not much you can do with this, right? They're trying to figure out who to key and who to watch out for. And Ndiaye, by the way, I'm pretty sure was offside, but whatever. There's a corner again, and nothing happening. And let's see if we can get the ball off of them. And we're having a little bit of a hard time of it. Well, as long as the ball stays here, though, in their side, I'm confident of our ability to intercept a pass like we did just there. Lingguanda over to Silla, to Chen Chengju, and there's Ndai again. That's going to be number 2 of the game for him, number 7 of the season. And he's quickly catching up with Nene. And Nene, sitting on the bench, is probably wondering what happened and how come he's not out there. But he's going to have to take a little bit of a break for a while because he can't score. That's the problem. I bet he would score in this match because we're up against Chinese Petroleum, right? But every time we play against like a really big team, he just disappears, right? And it's getting to the point where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. We can't keep winning 1-1 matches or having 1-1 draws against teams that we should be dominating. Liu Chunjian now up to Hu Shichan, and it gets over to Silla, and he scores. That was pretty easy. Hu Shichan did exactly what he's supposed to do. He's a tall boy, and he just goes over there, uses his head, and passes the ball. And it's 4-0 now, Mars FC, and we're not even in the second half yet. And this is a little bit more like it. But yep, see, he uses that height, and then Ndaye gets it, and it's a perfect pass over to Silla, who scores that rare goal for him. He tends to be the one making the passes, but every now and then they swap places and share the wealth. And so 4-0 from Mars FC, and I tell you, from time to time, this team looks just absolutely awesome, and then from time to time, we look absolutely horrible. And we looked pretty bad there. Speak of the devil, Bai Xiaoyu ends up scoring that goal for Chinese Petroleum, and they ate us up like it was nobody's business. This is where we need Kader Bamba to be back there. Our defenders are not awful, that is our center backs, but they're just not fast enough, right? They don't have that reaction time that is what they need in that type of situation. So 4-1 now, Mars FC. We're not too worried about that. We'll be worried if they score another one, but as long as we have, say, like a 3-goal advantage or so, it's not much to bother us. Lichaba with the save. And we're going to see if we can't score one more before halftime. Wouldn't that be fun? Little pass up looking for Silla. That was kind of a ridiculous pass. He had 3 guys on him. There's another one looking for Silla, and he's fouled in the penalty box. There's no reason to foul him. More than enough guys standing there. They foul him anyway. And Dai for the hat trick, and he gets it. So it's now 5-1 Mars FC as we go into the half. And yeah, this is another one that brings you back to the old days of playing with BYU and with you remember that editor data file that we had a couple months ago now, where there was no you couldn't do any transfers, and you could sign 4 players a year and stuff like that, and we were winning every match like 7-0, 8-0. That's what I feel like I'm kind of back in that territory again. All right, let's see what we can do. We got to get the ball off of them. We have to work hard, and Huang Runwen has it for them. It's Cai Yuting who knocks that one out, and that was very, very good header to clear. They did get a shot in the end, but it was from a poor angle, and it was hurried, so that's definitely what we like to see. Huang Chirwei over to Hu Shichan, and it ends up with Silla. Finds Hu Shichan, and there is that beautiful pass over to Ndaye. Can he make it 4? He can. Amado Ndaye has his 9th goal of the season, 4th of the match. And I mean, it wasn't even fair. It wasn't even close. There's nobody even close to him, right? You can see him there timing the run, and Hu Shichan makes it look like he's been playing here all season. And there it is. And it's a shame, I think this is another match where we have probably like 200 people here or something like that, for the best team in the country that keeps winning by, huge margins. I don't know what we have to do to get more people interested in the sport here. Maybe if we have some luck in Pan-Asian competition, that would do something. But, I mean, I don't know what else we can do. I don't know what else to say. Menegong here with the shot, and that goes in, and that makes it 7-1. Yes, 7-1. And, he can score those from time to time. Menegong has been listed here in between matches frequently as the best defensive player in the league. And that's the best defensive player in the league looking at you right there, man. Just awesome with the free kicks. Lingguanda now with it over to Ndaye, and in Hu Shichan, I think we have found our striker, and that will be the end for Nene, and unfortunately also the end for Maile, who's just not going to get much of a chance here. So that settles that. Hu Shichan it is, the 18-year-old, because he's got the height and he's got that heading ability to help with those balls that are forward. There's Menegong showing you why he's the best defender in all of Taiwan. Chen Changju now with it brings it up and forward. 2 men on him. He should have crossed a little bit sooner than that. He missed his opportunity. There's Meta going over to Ling Guanda, and he tries to sort of guide one in there, and that one ends up just sort of gliding and skimming off that top bar. 7-1. Pretty soon we're going to end up, if we haven't already, with the largest margin of victory in the history of Taiwanese football, at least club football. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Taiwan national team has been humiliated by more than 6 goals. And Silla gives up on that one. That was a shame. He had good position, but might be feeling a little bit tired. Of course, you're playing like this, you never feel tired. There's Liu Chunjie trying not to foul, and that was a pretty poor cross by the man he was defending. But that was a much better cross at the end. Chen Boyu it is with the goal for his first for Chinese Petroleum. So that was a silly one. Feng Xiaochi did a good job clearing it there. This one right here, and it's Huang Chiwei who misses the clearance. That's what happened. Feng Xiaochi was right there. Huang Chiwei was a little bit out of position, and a little bit of a miscommunication there at the back for us. It's okay. I'm not going to complain too much. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Man, I tell you, we're looking pretty good so far in this match, despite giving up that goal. 7-2, 9 goals combined has got to be the record for club football in Taiwan. And we still have time left, and that was almost another goal, and it was another goal. Huang Runwen ends up scoring again, and now it's 7-3, and this is looking pretty bad. I'm starting to think we may need to take Li Chaba out, and I think we will. We will put Lipolin in, and we're going to see what happens here. So Li Chaba gives up 3 goals here in this match. The first one I thought was not really his fault. Those last 2 I'm a little concerned about. Hu Shichan now, beautiful ball forward to Ndai, and he just doesn't have the stamina to keep up with it. Otherwise, that would have been number 8. And now let's see what we can do here. Chen Chengju with it over to Silla up to Menagong, back to Cai Yuting, over to Huang Chiwei, and that's lump forward Hu Shichan. I was going to say he's got to win that. Now he's offside somehow. I'm not sure about that call, but we didn't see any sort of replay, so we don't know. That allows our replacement goaltender to go on. I'm sure that the press in-game would ask about it. If you had a press system here in Football Manager that actually made sense, they would, of course, ask you, why did you take your goaltender out in the 80th minute? And you could probably have some sort of scandal or something come as a result. But it's not really the way that it works in game. I mean, they'll just ask you some sort of generic question. You push the same button as always, and then nobody seems to mind. Everybody forgets about it 2 seconds later. And that is a poor job by our goaltender. That makes it 7-4. I don't know. Maybe this will turn into an all-time classic, right? 7-4 now the score. You ever watch that old European Cup match from, 85, 86? There's I can't remember the teams. East German and West German team play against each other, and the first leg was something like 7-1, and then the East German team, I think it was, or the West German team, one of the two ends up coming back in the second leg to win in spectacular fashion. I'm hoping that doesn't happen here in the second half of this match. We should be up by a larger margin than this. We need to be scoring more goals. Cai Yuting now with it over to Chen Chengju, finds Silla, down to Ling Guanda. And he passed over to Huang Chiwei, over to Silla. I know we're supposed to go more defensive, right? But Menagong with it now. We don't want to go too defensive because we want to keep the ball in their half, and we're having a hard time just getting it there now. Liu Chunjie over to Ndaye. Forward-looking pass. That was a good pass would have got him, and that just wasn't as good of a pass as it could have been. Ndaye now with it and takes the shot, and that's just off the top bar. That was almost number 5 for today. Wow. Here's Menagong with another free kick too far away for a shot, and unfortunately it leads to a counterattack. We do have 2 men back, but the question is always who are they? Are they the right guys? And it's over to Chen Boyu again, and he lobs the keeper and almost scores, and there's Huang Runwen again. It's 7-5. Oh, man. Yeah. We can't let them get back. We can't let them come back in this match. And look at who it is. It's Feng Xiaochi, who is going to probably have himself kicked off the team. And we're having a lot of poor matches here from a lot of guys, including our keeper, who we just brought on. We make 4 changes here. I mean, we'll see if there's even enough time to make these changes. 7-5 now the score in one of the most incredible matches I've ever seen. I mean, really, this has been absolutely bizarre. 7-5 the score now, and we've had great performances from a number of players, but our defense is just sort of it's totally lost us here. We've come so close to scoring here in the second half as well, and Shen Yu Ting knocks down another one of our defenders. What was that? What's going on? Do we practice together? What are we doing? Silla with the forward ball over to Husher Chen, and he's going to get his first goal of his career for Mars FC in the very last minute. 8-5 is now the final score. That's going to be it. Husher Chen has scored, and he has come alive, and that means he's going to win the starting role. No question about it. He easily rounds the keeper here and finds the spot. It's a good goal. It's a good goal with a number of men on him, and that's going to end it. 8-5, Mars FC will get the victory here. I just don't know what happened to us on defense. We need to get Cotter Bamba back in this team. This is going to be pretty wild the second half of this season. 3.40 XG was all for us, but 8 goals. They had a 2.68, which is far too high. We shouldn't be giving up that kind of XG. We had 65% of the possession, but it was their counterattack that did it. And man, that was one to remember. I'll talk with you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.